All right, welcome back, everyone. Anthony LaRocco here with Nationwide. I'm here with Javier Enriquez from Douglas Elliman.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you, man. We've been talking about this for a while.
We've been putting this out for so long. We're finally here, and it's just, I feel like it's going to be a good one.
Of course. I know you've been busy, but you just made the switch over to Douglas Elliman. So how's that been so far?
That's been great. That's been really great. I feel like I really needed to switch. I've been in the business almost 2 years now. I started with Realty Connect, which, they're a really good company, took care of me, but I felt like I really needed to expand my wings and get into something where I can evolve and take my business to the next level. Just the connections I'm making, I definitely know it was a good switch.
I agree, and sometimes that's the extra step you need to really put yourself over the edge, because sometimes you get complacent or whatnot, but not every place is best for you,
Right.
I mean, I know you're at a different place now. What have you found better working with this team, or what have you found different,
I definitely feel like the exposure I'm getting. I work with my guy, John McSherry. Shout out to my boy, John.
Shout out, John.
Shout out, John. He's a very well-connected guy. He knows a lot of people. He's been in the game for so long, and just having like his expertise, his knowledge, just kind of emulating who he is, because they always say, you really want to model your life after the person you want to live like. So
Sure.
it's just the way he's doing things, the way he's closing deals. He's really big on flipping properties. It's
Okay.
definitely my end goal.
Yeah.
Definitely want to get to a point where I'm not just helping people buy and sell homes. I want to be involved in real estate myself.
Me too, man. I'd love to get into real estate investing as well at one point. But what's one thing that you learned specifically from John, just being with him for these last couple months?
So I've learned that it's not going to come easy. I've heard his story. It takes a while, man. I mean, I really got into this business thinking that I was going to just start my first day and within like a couple months be this big hotshot guy.
Yeah.
Killing it, 20 deals a month. But it's really not like that, especially not in the first couple of years. It is hard work. You definitely have people that do make a lot of deals in their first couple of years. And I just feel like that's not my story. I feel maybe other people have all these connections and family members. And
Right.
They're surrounded by homeowners. I have nobody. So for me, it's really just getting my name out there, hustling, calling people, trying to make connections everywhere I go, and just pretty much trying to make myself a known person. Just coming from the bottom. And I know that when you start from the bottom, it takes forever.
Only one way to go, man.
Only one way to go, right?
Is up. But yeah, we actually met at a networking event. So we actually got introduced by another realtor, Mario, and
Right, yeah, that's true.
He put us in touch, and that's why those networking things are great. It's not about who I'm going to go meet on my own. It's who you're going to connect me with, or who he's going to connect me with. Because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't even be sitting here right now.
No, that's definitely right. I mean, networking is, I think, a key factor of being able to meet people. And people always think that they want to network because they want to find a deal. They want to go and meet somebody that's going to sell their house, or they might know somebody that's going to sell. But it's not about that. It's not. Oh, I'm going to go to this networking event and hopefully this guy is looking to sell his house.
Yeah.
It's the friendship you make, the relationships you build, and that's just from one little event. It spans out to so much more. So I definitely believe networking is important. Helps you get yourself out there. You become known too. Like no one's gonna know you. Exactly. No one's gonna know you if you're just always home. I mean, you can make all your calls all day.
Yeah.
Trying to generate business, but if nobody really knows you, like who's really gonna be out there vouching or saying, "I know Anthony"? I've never met Anthony in my life. Who's Anthony?
Yeah.
I met you. You're a really cool guy. You work hard. You know what you're doing.
Thank
so
you, bro.
I can definitely vouch for that.
Same with you, man. I see you're always out hustling too and doing your thing, and just right now it's not easy, and before we move past that, that's actually how you met John, was from that networking event, right?
That's true. Yeah, I actually met him through the event. So I met two great people that night, and that's it's just the start of something else.
Yeah, it's been history ever since, right?
Yeah,
because it's not easy taking the jump. Taking the jump, going to a new place, it's not easy. But if it's a better fit for you, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what matters most.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, no one evolves being comfortable. Never heard of someone saying that they're getting to new levels, hitting plateaus by just being comfortable. Like, I've learned that the hard way. I felt like most of my life in the beginning, I was very complacent with my situation until I realized that there's going to be a point in my time where I'm going to be, maybe 30 years old or something. I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, what the hell am I doing? So,
yeah.
Definitely feel that pressure on me now, and it's really what motivated me to make the switch, get into real estate, start doing all these networking things. I'm a pretty introverted person, so it's hard sometimes, man.
No, I hear you, but it's good. You told me you do go door knocking, which I think is huge. And those open houses, because we were talking about this before, the open houses I think is the hottest lead you can get, especially if someone comes in when they're not represented.
Right.
And think about it. That's someone who's taking time out of their day to go out, take a look at a house, and for that represented, that's fair game to you, so you can pick them up as your buyer. And I remember a few weeks ago you actually posted that you were showing someone a house that you just met at the open house like that same day.
Oh yeah. So,
and I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I did an open house for a property we have in Brooklyn. Met the guy, he stopped by, we were talking, I was digging deep into what he's looking for, and I said, hey, might have another house for you if you want to go check it out. He was like, sure. Made the appointment. It was through one of the listing agents I got, so he definitely had access to the property. We got in there, they saw the house, and yeah, we're just working together now. So
yes, now you picked them up as your buyer.
Exactly. It's just really that first initial contact. I mean, what they say is, what is it they say? Buyers usually work with the first agent they meet person.
Mm-hmm.
So once you actually meet the buyer or seller, like you're pretty much, you might have a fair chance rather than someone that's just calling them, trying to like never met them before, trying to sell themselves. So open houses are really great, like especially if you meet those people that come in and they're motivated and
they're ready to go.
Haven't got approved yet. They don't know what to do. They have no information. You're just like that first point of contact. You're golden.
Because that's what I was going to say too. For all my lenders out there, if you're not doing open houses, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage because people come in, it's free leads. You're spending a few hours on a Saturday. It's not that big of a deal, and even if you pick up a few people from there, that's a few more than you didn't have before, and vice versa, because I'm supporting you at the open house, and you're supporting me by letting me be there,
Exactly.
And like I said, if you're not doing it, you're really doing yourself a disservice.
Right, no, that's true, and I feel like, not just lenders, also realtors, it's this whole idea of what lead gen really is, and we were talking about this earlier, lead gen is everything.
Every day.
At the end of the day.
All day, every day.
You can hit the phones all you want. I mean, you're definitely going to have success if you're hitting the phones all day, but, go out there, have some coffee, speak to the, the barista, give out your card,
Sure.
Go to the supermarket, strike a convo with the guy who's getting the same seltzer water as you. I mean, like,
it
goes a long way for when it comes to lead gen. I think a lot of people think they have to put all this money into Zillow leads and they have to go pay for all these systems and do all these crazy things to get leads.
And I think the most effective lead generation is free. Like I said, the open house, the door knock, that's not going to cost you any money, right?
Networking, especially like that. Yeah, I mean, people have this whole misconception of getting business and sometimes I pick up contract jobs where I work, helping set up events. And the other day I was just busy, the last 2 weeks working an event, just, I pay really well. So I was like, might as well, I'm not going to say no to quick money.
Yeah.
But in the midst of all that, I was giving out my cards. I met stagehand production people. I met people that were director of operations for these big companies. I'm giving out my cards to everybody. I'm like, hey,
as you should,
real
as you
estate,
should.
This is my side gig. Give me a call. And I actually have a lead from that. The CEO of the company I was working for is actually looking to buy a house. This multi-million-dollar guy that literally does events for the Met Gala, Michael Kors, all these famous people.
That's a great contact to have because you never know who he knows.
Exactly.
I'm sure he has a lot of friends who need houses too,
Exactly.
So it's getting in there, the initial contact, and then, like I said, you never know what can come out of it.
Right. Yeah, you never do though. You never know.
Because that's huge, I mean, just because that is an awkward pause, but we'll cut this part out. But is there anything else you want to kind of jump into, or anything else you have top of your mind? Because we can obviously branch off of that too, but now that we pause like this,
I definitely feel this is a question for you, man. I mean, what do you think is? I mean, we know what the market's like right now. Low inventory. We got high rates. We still got a lot of activity. What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of months?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I think during the holidays it will slow down a little bit because it's always like that. But the people who are motivated and want to get in a house, I know it's not always up to them. The market obviously has a big part of that. But people, I believe, in the next few months will start getting more accepted offers just because people get discouraged and whatnot. But it just depends. It really just depends what you think is going to happen and what you're seeing out there. Because me personally on Long Island, I live here in Farmingdale, it's a super hot spot.
Right.
There's not much inventory, and if there is something that comes up on the market, it's gone within days if it's priced correctly. I mean, I know you've done a few open houses in Brooklyn. What have you seen the difference between Long Island and Brooklyn? Because I know you work in both markets.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely know that with Long Island, it's crazy with the open houses. You know, Long Island's really more tailored for people that can actually get into a home, you know, working class families, people that have been saving up for a while now that are ready to have families and want to take the next step. I feel like when you go into Brooklyn and Manhattan, you still get that, but with the price points we're at, you're more in that kind of investor mindset kind of space.
So those houses are not cheap.
Yeah, they're not
right?
cheap, man. Like the Brooklyn listing we have right now, 48 Highland in Cypress Hills, that's going for 1.3 million. It's a 2-family, could be a third. Everything's legal. A lot of people that were coming in weren't. So I would say it's not as much people as you would see like as one of your open houses in Long Island. Probably get like 5-6 people within the 2-hour span, but those people are all mostly looking for investments.
Right.
They already have a prior property, or they're just kind of looking to upgrade their space, and it's just a different type of client.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. Because, like I said, the first-time home buyer is someone just got married, they're about to get married, they might have a kid, they want to move into like a family-oriented community, you know, which is all suburbs on Long Island. So to me, that's what I see on Long Island is people getting married or, you know, just ready to jump into that. And being there to guide them is important because this is the first time they're doing it. With someone like you, you're right, they already have another house or this is investment. So you handle that client much differently, you know, because I want to say when I meet a new client, you're pretty much walking them through the whole process.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. With someone that's already been in the game, like they know what to do, they're approved, they got everything ready. So it's definitely a whole different atmosphere when you're dealing with someone in Long Island. I mean, not to say that people in Long Island don't invest in property.
Yeah.
There's obviously people that have a lot of skin in the game, but for the most part, it really depends on the price point. You know, once you get in that higher price point, you're meeting a whole different level of client, exactly, and it's just the way you handle them. You got to know how to handle your clients. You know, you don't want to come off as someone that's like telling an investor about FHA. He's going to look at you and be like, "Well, what? I already used that up 3 years ago." So
of course.
So that's definitely how I feel.
And what have you found different too with the clients you meet in Brooklyn versus the clients on Long Island, and as far as handling them, right?
I mean, they're the same. At the end of the day, they're people that are just looking to buy real estate. They have that same mindset. They know that real estate is one of the greatest assets you can own. So it's just really great to connect with these people and be able to just talk about real estate. I mean, I feel like whether they're buying a $1.2 million house or they're buying a $350 home that they can barely afford, like you're getting into real estate, like you're doing yourself a favor. So
right, I agree.
Yeah, that's definitely treat every client like the same way, right?
That you got to do because, like I said, you want to come at certain ones with angles and whatnot, but I guess it just depends, right?
Yeah. Same level of respect, same level of loyalty, same level of
Undivided attention.
It's just different wording for different people.
Right.
Some people like to be talked to a different way.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely how I feel.
All right, let's talk about having a daily routine. I know you have a pretty crazy routine. Not crazy to you, but crazy to people who don't wake up that early. I mean, how important is it to be on track every day and pretty much be in a routine?
I feel like for me, it was really hard to wake up every day at the same time. It still is, not gonna lie. Like I wake up every day, sit on the edge of the bed, and I'm like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. I mean, especially because sometimes I don't get much sleep. I'll be sleeping at like 11, 12 o'clock. But to get really to the point, I feel like having a routine is important. And everybody's routine can be different. I know people that work late and wake up late and they're still successful.
Sure.
So it really just boils down to like what works for you. I feel like personally for me, waking up early and going straight to the gym has done wonders for my life.
Best way to start your day, right?
Yeah, I mean, just
feel refreshed when you get out.
it's not even just that. It's just the fact that I feel more like motivated. I feel like the energy is there, and I feel like fitness to me is something that I value a lot. I've always been into sports. I grew up playing soccer, boxing, and now I've been really into weight training, bodybuilding, and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like if you care about something enough, you want to make it a priority. And I'm not saying that my business isn't my priority, but it's just really hard to put the business first and then be like, all right, I'm going to go to the gym. So I'd rather just get the gym out the way, which is only an hour.
Yeah.
Bang that out, and now I have the business to focus on.
Sure.
So that's kind of my mindset. I used to wake up, work, and then go to the gym late at night, but then there'd be days where I'd have a headache from all the work I'm doing, or I'd be so tired. I'm just like, don't feel like going to the gym. Plus, gyms are so packed at 6 p.m. Like, who wants to be at the gym at 6 o'clock, bro?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much my routine. Wake up around like 5:30, have some protein, oatmeal, go hit the gym, take a nice cold shower, come back, just get to it, man. Whatever I got for the day, that's what I do, whether it's appointments, making calls, prospecting, just whatever's on my schedule. And that's another big thing is having a schedule, definitely for any realtor or anybody in the real estate business, any entrepreneur in general. If you're just getting into the business and you don't know why things aren't working out, try developing a schedule. Like I
agree.
That'll work out. I mean, you have a schedule, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Every day, I mean, I come in and obviously work on what I have to work on, and then when you have free time, you want to obviously prospect and follow up with other clients and whatnot, and then on the weekends, go out and do open houses. And then it just depends, because in our job, or our line of work, every day is different. You never know what you're going to get hit with, but obviously, you still want to have some type of structure to that.
Exactly.
Because it's important. And what's interesting too about your Instagram is it's not only real estate. You show what you're doing during your extracurricular time, which I think is important because people work with people they like,
Right, of course.
Because when we first met, you checked out my Instagram and you saw I was skateboarding.
Yeah.
And you noticed that, and it's cool because you used to skate too back in the day, and we were able to connect on that.
Yeah, I think that's really a key point as well. I mean, you don't want to just be the guy that's like, all right, yeah, he's a real estate guy. Like, you're Anthony, you do real estate, and you're also like killing it with the skateboard, bro. Like, I've seen the clips, man. You're nasty with it, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I feel like I'm playing Skate 3 when I watch you. But dude, it's like, yeah, I mean, you're just able to connect with more people. If people know what you do on the back end of your life, and you're not just doing mortgages or selling real estate, like, you're able to attract a whole different amount of people that can relate to that other side of you. And that's pretty much what my goal is. Aside from real estate, I do have some business ideas with fitness that I want to develop in the future. Create like a training course, maybe develop some type of clothing brand for sportswear, or create like my own type of protein powder, something involved with fitness that I could just scale. Just use
why not?
that.
Yeah, why not?
Kind of help that interlude. Is that even a word? Intertwine with my real estate. Selling product to people that go to the gym. I mean, what's to say I won't contact somebody that wants to sell their house or
why
something
not?
like that,
why
or vice
not?
versa. Someone that I sell a house to that wants to maybe make a change and get in shape, and I could just be like, hey, I have a program that you can hop on in 30 days. You'll have that six pack. So that's definitely something I'm focusing on.
Yeah, and too, it's funny because you like boxing. I haven't seen any realtors post of them boxing. That's different, and I like that. And I'm sure people who are into boxing, into training, like, I can connect with this guy on another level.
Yeah, boxing is fun, man. I think we should do we should definitely try to set up like a boxing tournament for like realtors.
I like that.
I think that'd be sick, bro.
That's not a bad idea.
Boxing, like weight classes and everything.
Yeah.
A referee and everything. And I don't know if you want to do like mortgage people in it too, but I feel like we just do like realtors banging it out. Like, we could get the top guys in there.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Beef. We'll kind of do like some like Logan Paul. He's a YouTuber, and now he has all these like YouTubers kind of create.
Yeah.
Like
people inside the industry fighting.
Dude, we could start something, man.
And do like a charity type of thing. That's not a bad idea.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because I'm sure, like, if we did put something like that out, how many people would come out of the woodwork? Oh, I train 3 times a week. I would love to do something like that.
Bro, that'd be crazy.
Even with the skateboarding, another realtor reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, I didn't know you skateboard."
And he skates too?
Yeah, he used to skate like when we were much younger. And a bunch of the guys here at the office too, like, I didn't know you used to skateboard. And people used to skateboard back in the day, and they were so impressed. I'm like, I've been doing this forever, So I grew up skateboarding, but if I never posted that or you never saw that, like, we would never even have that connection or have that conversation, because that will be the difference between me and the next mortgage guy. If you got to be different. You have to be different, especially in this day and age. Like, you need to do things differently because there's so many people out there that do what we do, What can you do differently? Because everyone says, oh, we'll pay for leads, we'll do this, we'll do that, but the difference is the little things, going out hustling, being available, doing your job the right way and putting your best foot forward. So, in my opinion, it's like I said, it's the little things that will help out.
It is the little thing. Dude, I have a question. Any crazy injuries you ever had skating?
Nothing too crazy. I mean, I rolled my ankle a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah, the shin splits, right? Like,
yeah.
Board on your shins. But I used to hate that. I feel like that was one of the reasons why I was like, I'm gonna stop, because of all the times I've tried tricks and I bang my shins. I still have like bad shins to this day.
I'm sure. And what I wanted to say too, I think skateboarding and being in a sale position like real estate or mortgages, I think is very similar, because when you're trying a trick for hours, it does get very discouraging. But once you land that trick, it's like closing a loan or closing on a house, because you keep trying, and then when you land it, it's the best feeling ever, right?
Right.
Because think about how many times we hear no every day. Every single day you hear no. That's like you trying a kickflip down the stairs and you keep missing. But all right, now you stick one, you roll away, it rolls out. And that's like a prospect who calls you back now.
Right.
You know how you can see it go back and forth like that. Because I think there's a lot of similarities with that.
No, I definitely agree with that. And I feel like the fact that you can see that and be able to resonate from your past when you used to skate and when you used to go through that struggle of trying to do that trick for hours, not getting anything. Now it's like you're hitting the phones. It's just the same problem, just a different way of handling. It's just a different problem, but you're kind of dealing with the same thing. So you're kind of like whatever, like keep calling, and that's like the same thing with boxing. I feel like boxing's a mentally tough sport. So for me, it's like if I know that I can get into a ring, fight some guy that's jacked up and like get beat up, get bruised, get a bloody nose, I can handle some guy cursing me out on the phone.
Yeah. It's nothing.
It's nothing. So
you can't take that stuff personal. People give you a hard time on the phone and whatnot. I mean, listen, you're just trying to do your job. You're trying to make money.
Yeah, but I'd say for the record, people who skateboard are way more fearless than fighters. I just have to put that out. I'm sorry if this offends any MMA guys out there, but I mean, it's hard to take a punch from someone. I think it's harder to jump down like 20 stairs and do a flip.
Yeah.
And not like think about the injury you might have from that.
Yeah, that's
I
the thing.
I with a broken nose, but like snapping my ankle in half, like no way.
It's not easy. That's like, I don't even flip my board anymore. I like to try and keep it mellow but I can think now plenty of times back when I was younger, just being outside for hours, just eating shit. It does build character. And like I said, it helps with this, because if you can take no for an answer, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
And especially if you can withstand hearing no, what's on the other side of no? It's yes.
Yeah, that's true. Like, definitely a lot of people in this business can't get discouraged from the failures that they're having, because it's not even like a failure at the end of the day. Like, it's just part of the business.
You're building towards
something. You're building towards something. You're getting better. Whether you realize it or not, you're getting better. You get 100 no's on a day from like prospecting, like you got better, because now you're like realizing what you said or what you didn't say. You can try again next time, and you might fail again. And then the next day you'll tweak something else, you'll say something else, you'll take something out, you still might fail. You'll probably fail for a very long time until you're not failing anymore. So I think that's really a big thing with people in entrepreneurship is, being able to just be resilient, being able to just get through the bullshit, handle yourself, put your head down, keep going. I mean, if this was easy, I think everybody would be doing it. So
I agree. I agree.
It's definitely not easy, and I feel like you need some tough skin. I feel like me and you both having backgrounds of, being into like these crazy sports, boxing, skateboarding, like that's really a big factor too, because if we didn't have that back then to go through, this would have been like
I agree.
This would have been like a
I would have stopped years ago.
It would have shocked me. I would have been like, no. The first phone call I would have had no. The first person I would have called that said no to me, I think I would have like, that's it, gave up my license and doing something else. So I'm pretty grateful.
That's the thing. You gotta be able to take a punch, right?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and you got to be able to like not land a trick for like a couple days.
Yeah.
That's really a big thing, man. Yeah.
That is important, but you're right. Yeah. Anything else?
Dude, I think that's it, man. I feel like it's just really good to be here, man. I mean, I feel like we got to keep doing these.
100%.
This is it's a good environment. It's nice being with you.
Of course, man. Of course. I appreciate you coming out, man, because I know it's a little bit of a drive for you, but
not really, man. It was like 20 minutes.
Good. Good.
Not like I had to be in like Montauk or something.
Yeah. But yeah, listen, definitely gotta take advantage of this, and I hope anyone else out there who wants to do content, we're both available to do whatever you guys want. So please let us know.